Hi, thanks for joining today, Adrian, team manager of the Irish wheelchair basketball team. This weekend, we have the return of the Basketball Ireland National Cup with the semi-finals taking place at MTU Arena in Cork. On Saturday, Rebel Wheelers will face Limerick Celtics, and Sunday, Ballybrak Bulls will take on Colester in an all-Dublin clash. So tell me, we have on Saturday Rebel Wheelers against Limerick Celtics, a rematch of the 2022 final. Tell me what your thoughts are on this game and how do we think it will go?
I actually think it could be a close enough game this year. Limerick are fortunate that they have Tiernan back. So
Yeah,
Tiernan's back on side after his heroics in the Paralympics in Paris. He did very well there. He's come back to basketball, so I think Limerick will be fairly strong. Of the games I've seen Rebel Wheels this year, yeah, while they're winning the games, they don't seem to be at the level they were in previous years. So I think maybe it could be a close game. Now maybe this game could against Limerick might lift those levels. These teams haven't met yet in the league.
mm,
And the Rebel Wheels 2 team met Limerick all right, and Limerick beat them, I think, by 70 to 48 or something like that up in Dublin
yeah.
last time round. So I think it could be a close game, but I think maybe Rebel Wheelers will maybe up the ante and they'll get the win in that
So
game.
close game, but Rebel Wheelers come out on top.
I
And you
think so.
mentioned it there that Rebel Wheelers' performance seems to have taken a dip, or at least Rebel Wheelers won. And do you think this is just a victim of their own success that they're getting a bit too comfortable? Is that what could be causing it? And maybe that's what could benefit Limerick if they're still asleep.
Maybe it is. Maybe I mean the games I've watched, they've struggled from to get going in the games, and look, maybe it is. Maybe they just they don't feel they have the competition there anymore. Maybe it could be that. It could be just players are getting older as well, and
Mm.
there's a lot of young squad there, a lot of young players. So that could factor into it as well. But look, hopefully this game might just restart their season properly for them, get them really going back to the way they used to be playing. You
Yeah,
know,
and of course, they don't want to relinquish that cup too easily,
no,
especially when it's been
no,
in their hands for so long.
yeah, and it was a good final last year when they against Swifts. I mean,
Yeah,
Swift played him a great game, and
surprised
maybe
everyone.
yeah, they did, but it was a good game.
Yeah, and then obviously you mentioned Tiernan O'Donnell coming back. He's played a big part for Limerick Celtics in the season before when he was with them, before he took a break for the Paralympics. And of course, he was part of that team who were the last side to beat Rebel Wheelers one in a competitive fixture as well. And speaking of Limerick Celtics, this season they've had some interesting games where they've left it close, but they've put in the resilient performances, and they seem to be a difficult side again as opposed to last season to get to overcome.
Yeah, yeah, they are. I didn't get a chance to look at the table, but I think they're unbeaten as well in the
Yeah,
league. And they've kind of gradually brought Tiernan back in because I know at the earlier games he wasn't getting a lot of court time, but I think the last game now when up against Red Wheelers 2 up in Dublin,
yeah,
I did notice he got quite a lot of court time in that game. So he's getting back into it. When
yeah,
you're a year out of the game, it's
of
hard to get back
course.
into it. So look, and hopefully maybe he might just peak this weekend and. Hopefully, it will be a very close game. But yeah, and Limerick really need him. In
Yeah,
fairness, um, Tig is doing a great job for him since he joined him.
yeah.
As well, he's getting better and better. Joe is there as always, and then James, and then they have a few young players. I think one of the games I saw, Dean is a great shot, an outside shot. I think it was. I'm trying to go. I can't remember where I saw Dean. It was one of the games that Dean was playing. Like he was knocking him in from the side. So if he's on form
Yeah,
and they're all on form, and he's there. Like Dean wasn't there up in Dublin last time around, but if he's there for that game, I think they're a strong enough team. I think they can give
yeah.
Cork a good game, but I think Cork will probably come out on
Ex
top.
Experience will see them
Yeah,
through.
yeah, I think
So,
so.
so that's game one on Saturday, and that's at 10 a.m. It starts in the MTU Arena, and then on Sunday at 1:30 p.m. we've got an All Dublin tie again this season. It's already happened in the league. Ballybrak Bulls versus Colester. What do you think is going to happen in this one?
This will be a good game. I mean, they Ballybrack won by 11 when these
Yeah,
two teams met in December, I think it was. So and in all fairness, in that game, Melanie didn't get any shots in. She wasn't at her normal
mm,
best. So I think if she can get her shots and make her shots this time round, I think it could be a lot closer. The big difference, Colester lost Oren at the start of the season. He's now playing for Ballybrack Bulls, and since he's
yeah,
gone to the Bulls, he's really like helped them a lot. I think he's been top shooter in most of their games.
yeah.
Um,
Fantastic player.
he's a fantastic player. He's a fantastic talent for the future. So look, I think it will be a very close game, but I think looking at the quarters, the scores of the quarters for the last time they met, I think maybe Ballybrack just might come out on top unless Clester will really need to work together and work as a team in order
Yeah,
to get this game. If they play as a team and they work as a team, they can
yeah.
certainly give Ballybrack a good game, as we've seen in previous games between these two teams.
Exactly. It's always a feisty fixture
Yeah,
between the
so
two as
great.
well. They really live up to it being a derby, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So look, it could
And
go on. Yep. Sorry.
yeah, and you mentioned there as well, obviously Leicester lost Oran Spain
Yeah.
and now playing for Ballybrack. And last season Leicester were quite a dominant force. They were the leaders of the rest of the pack up until towards the end of the season as the playoffs approached. And whereas this season they seem to have faltered a bit. Is that again where what you've mentioned there already is they kind of need to bond together a bit more? Is it a communication issue, or what do you feel is the
No,
issues for Leicester
they've
this
lost players.
season?
Like, I mean, they've lost Mick. Mick is
Yeah.
not playing much this season. They lost Oren, another big player. They're bringing new players in. They're bringing the likes of Craig Mulholland. He's coming in. He's a fairly decent player. They're bringing in Naomi as well. They've a young Sean. So
Yeah.
they're kind of working on they're working on their development for the future as
Yeah,
well. So they're kind of trying to balance it and
yeah,
try to get good results out of it. Now, they're doing them fairly okay, but they just
yeah,
need yeah, it's all about just playing as a team and working as a team and listening to the coaches, and that's what it comes down to. But they've lost three good players to start the season. They lost Elena Clark as well. She's gone to Northeast Thunder, and she was another another potential player for a good player. But
mm,
this is the players want to move on. You can't really stop them. You can't this is
no,
the way this is what happens in the sport. Players just want to move on.
yeah,
It's a pity because I think they could have been the future of Colester, but it is what it is, and they have to do what they have to do.
yeah. So for this fixture, then you're saying who's going to be facing
I, I,
Rebel Wheelers based on your predictions then in the final?
I think Ballybrack just might edge it.
Ballybrack to edge
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think they will now. As I said, Mel really struggled the last game to hit any scores, and she's normally Mel has come on a lot over the last few years in her game. She's shooting a lot. She's getting a lot of scores, good scores. She's a good, so if she's on form, she can really be on form and make a difference. But it's whether
Yeah.
that will happen. It's on Saturday, Sunday is the thing to say.
So
And I'd like to see a Colesta get there, but I think it Belfast just might edge it.
so that's it then. Based on your predictions this weekend, on Saturday, Rebel Wheelers are to overcome Limerick Celtics, and then on Sunday, Ballybrack Bulls will come out on top again in the All Dublin Derby over Colester Wheelchair Basketball Club. Make sure to tune in basketballisland.ie, and you can watch it there if you can't attend in person.